I always have to end up like switching the mirror of my camera based on kind of like what we're doing. Because
Oh
sometimes it
yeah.
makes sense for me to look that way, but then sometimes it makes sense for me to look this way. Like since I'm on this side, if I'm looking that way, then I'm like looking at nothing. Whereas now I'm like looking at you guys. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if anybody comes to listen to us rant today. This is. Sometimes I'm impressed by Sora, and then sometimes I'm just like, I hate it.
It's so funny that how like the general public perceives AI now is like they think everything is kind of Sora now because or anything AI is Sora now because somebody commented on one of my posts where I used one animate and they said, "Oh, next time leave the watermark, mate," or something like that, trying to like be condescending. And I'm like, that's not Sora, dude. Like it's video to video. Like so it's funny how people already like think everything is Sora and it's gonna have a watermark or something.
It's more like you realize that Sora lets you take the watermark off now,
Yeah.
right, bro? Like the okay. So to be honest, I'm actually. Oh, while we're just kind of getting started here, AP. You want to throw up another announcement in the channel
Oh
just
yeah,
to like
let's go ahead and
let
do
everyone
that.
know?
Yeah.
So what I am actually really surprised about is that they they did eventually give the ability to download without the watermark. I did not think they were going to do it because of how realistic the videos are. I really thought, and I'll eat my words on this one. I really thought that this was going to be kind of like an industry defining moment where from this point on all like the platforms were going to force you to have the watermark because Sora set that standard. That's what I thought was going to happen because I was looking at the videos like the Michael Jacksons and the Martin Luther King stuttering and Stephen Hawking on the half pipe and just like all the crazy stuff. And in my mind as just like an avid AI user, I could not imagine a company unleashing this power into the wild without that type of like safeguard.
You
Yeah.
know the thing is like you can identify even without the watermark whether something is Sora because of okay it looks realistic and it's also something super ridiculous like a cat ringing a doorbell and then suddenly an old man comes out and then the cat suddenly like like a water hose like a fireman water hose just like blast the old man like back with the pressure from the water coming out of its mouth. um to me, those things are super obvious. The things that do still trick me is like the wholesome stuff that looks so real, like a dog suddenly like protecting a baby from like an attacking animal, or like or getting in the like something's about to fall on the baby and the dog gets in the way to try to protect it. Like and then so many people believe it's true. Even like I had questioned like, is this real or is this like fake? You know, it's like that's the kind of stuff that trips me up.
I saw a video yesterday of somebody getting on a zip line and then like midway the zip line broke and the person fell and it
Yeah.
was Sora. I mean, I didn't even realize till it was like the end. And then what they do is like they remove the watermark and they upscale it in like topaz or something like that to remove any artifacts.
Mm.
So there's some workarounds to make this stuff pretty crazy. Yeah, like something like this, a cat with a meerkat on top of an otter.
Yeah,
Like,
like you can believe maybe there's somebody who owns like a place where they have different kinds of animals and that just
And this is actually realistic to them. Because like I typed in an otter is riding a cat into battle against the guardian gnomes shot on an iPhone. And I know you can't hear the audio on this right now because I don't want to deal with the whole audio thing. But like the otter has this stupid little voice like it's like it's so dumb, but it sounds like something you would see on like South Park.
Yeah.
But
So they're not even showing the watermarks on the videos when you watch them in the app anymore?
um I think no, so these are all in my drafts. I believe when you watch them in the app, they do, yeah. So they still have it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you're
you
right.
can but the only time you're forced to download it with the watermark is if you do an image to video. But anything text to video you can download without the watermark.
Nice. I guess the image to video there is like protection against people not realizing that it is actually an AI video, because when you seed it with that image at the start, it's going to be even more realistic.
Yeah. No, I've been loving these Ring camera videos too. Like there's this
Oh, yeah.
one trending right now with like, yeah, the raccoon playing Monopoly or like playing poker, or there's like a cat with like all of a sudden he's got like a tank or something like that, and they're like, Whiskers, no. Yeah, like this one with the nunchucks.
Oh my
And
god.
he's like, what are you doing? Yeah, and then the police cops come and their dogs. Yeah, these are crushing it right now on TikTok and Instagram. Just getting like so many views.
I think one of the reasons that like the realistic shots do well is because humans have never had to see fake footage from a doorbell before necessarily. Like it's not something you would often see in a cartoon or in a movie. But now, like I think in our mind it like bypasses the checks in our brain. It's like, this is a doorbell. It's real life. This is a documentary. Watch, and then you get caught out because the cat has a machine gun.
It's oh my god, man.
It's interesting how like it evolves, and I'm sure this is going to continue to. There'll be like waves and trends that come. Like right now, the doorbell. At the beginning, it was celebrities. It was Stephen Hawking. Now that's kind of getting played out a little bit. Now it's more like the doorbell thing. A lot of animal stuff. We see a lot of.
well, so there's things that no matter what, they just have higher chances of smacking on social media, right? Like everybody in my mind, like when I think of doing something with an animal, I'm always going to gravitate to a cat first because it's like, who doesn't like cats? Everybody loves cats. So if you can get a cat to do something, whatever, like everybody loves cats, you have a higher chance to get millions of views because it's a cat.
No, yeah, absolutely. Like the common
Oh my
threads are
God,
usually
bro.
there.
Oh
And
my
like,
god. Oh my
dude,
god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Some of these are pretty gnarly, yeah.
But aside from all of the Sora stuff, which obviously we can come back and constantly talk about. So, I know what I've kind of been obsessed with this week. What have you guys seen over the past week since we last got together that you have really liked or been feeling pulled towards right now?
Yeah, for me, what I'd love to talk about later is Google released an official like Veo 3.1 prompting guide, and they dropped some like really important and really clutch pieces of like golden information. There's this new technique that they're calling timestamp prompting, which might be the successor to JSON. There's a lot of other things that we can go over in that, but also too, there's like so many new models that came out, right? So you have on your screen right now, high-low 2.3 fast. I personally haven't really had a chance to play with it though, but I do remember, high-low being a heavyweight contender for like one of the best video models. It was like them and Kling at like one point, right? Like that were up there.
I'm gonna be
So
honest. I think high-low is I think they
fell off?
I think they have completely fallen off. That is
They fell
my
off.
personal take on the model from like just me trying it and from kind of like watching what's going on industry wide. I think it's like good at really niche things, but it's like the question then is like, unless you need one of those really niche things, is it worth paying for over something like Kling or Veo, that is kind
Yeah,
of good at
totally.
like everything.
So you have an example right here, right? This is the robots with
Well,
high-low. Maybe can we check it out?
Yeah, so I mean, I was just trying it. This is a timestamp prompt that I was just testing out, and it's literally just the two cyborgs doing yoga. And I specifically tried an anime image because I remembered Hilo being very good at animating like cartoons and anime when it first came out. But I'm not, for like 5 seconds, I'm just not too like, let's give it the opportunity to do like its own thing and give it a much looser prompt and not a timestamp one. Because what I have realized is with the timestamp prompts, you will get really close to exactly what you're asking for, but you need to be very clear on what your vision is with it, because since the prompt has so much detail and you're detailing it by the second, it's essentially going to choke the video model so that the video model can have no creativity of its own. And sometimes with these things, that's where a lot of the magic is. So I'd say the timestamp prompting is really great if you have like a clear cut vision, but maybe the better route is to start with a really loose, general, vague prompt, like just prompting it yourself. And then once you start to see something that you want, then turn that into a timestamp prompt and then try to like rein in the controls on it.
Yeah, that's super interesting too, because like now there's just so many different video models, and there's like completely different ways to prompt each of them, and they all like have, like you said, some will like the simple prompts, and some will like the more structured prompts. Like Veo is one that does really well with like the structured prompts, right?
So here, real quick. So I'm gonna tell Hailuo, and I'm gonna use the 1080p version of it, so it's like the highest quality. So I'm gonna tell it. This is a high action anime scene of these two robotic cyborgs doing extremely acrobatic yoga in the Zen garden. I think that's a pretty general prompt. So let's see what that does. At the same time, we're going to copy that and let's just give it to with the same image to VO3 fast, and let's see kind of like 1-to-1, given Hailuo is only a 5-second video and Veo gives us 8 seconds. So let's see kind of like what the difference is there with the same simple, vague prompt.
I think there's something about like having the native sound too that just makes a huge difference. Like it's like now that we have the sound, it's kind of hard to watch these videos without the sound, you know?
It's really hard to watch without the sound. And also, for all things being equal, let's also try it on Kling 2.5. Right? And this is just like, again, a very general prompt, and then we can get more specific and see which one does better with it being even more specific. So we will try this across 3 video models right now. I would give this image to Sora, but for some reason, Sora saw this image and was like, this violates our community guidelines. Of all the things Sora pumps out, this is what violates their community guidelines.
Yeah, Cat shooting a bazooka is perfectly fine, but
literally
robots doing Pilates.
Robot Pilates anime style is just way too much for Sora. So, okay. First one back is Veo, and we got 4 of them. So let's see what...
That's pretty crazy too. Like we got 4 back in the, before.
Electric yoga.
I don't know, bro. I think these are pretty good.
Do these ones have sound, Tyler?
Yeah, but it's because I'm doing like multiple tabs. It's just going to be way too much of a pain in the butt. And there's no like there's no incredible sound stuff happening here.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh. It's the flipping just kind of things weird things happens when they
like physics a little janky. But let's see what Hailuo gives us, and we'll see what Kling gives us. And if you are in the chat, say hello and let us know you are here. I see that Sloth was here. I see that Swap showed up. What is going on, guys? If there's something you would like us to test specifically across these models right now while we are doing this, let us know. But right now, I am testing the anime because it seems to be the thing that everything struggles with consistently the most. All right, so let's see how we did with Kling here.
Oh wow,
This is
That's
clean.
pretty. Yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty good.
pretty-
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see this. This is still Kling. This is the second generation.
Dude, those physics are pretty sweet. Like the other models wanted to like mix them together, make them
Yeah.
like one cyborg. This
Like,
is-
don't get me wrong. This is still a lot of janky body stuff, but this like it's anime and it's like it's they're cyborgs and they're doing Pilates and it's kind of cool and it gave us the 3D camera 360.
Yeah, it looks more like a 3D model, like in trying to do the anime style more than.
And as janky as the bodies kind of got, the shadows are correct.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
So
And
then
remember,
let's-
this is coming from like Kling. This is not coming from VO 3.1, which is like the industry's flagship model right now. So when we
however-
compare them,
However, it is once we get into the realistic stuff, then it starts to become way more close. It is
Yeah.
kind of widely known that VO is not like the go-to model if you're trying to do like anime stuff. But this is Hailuo 2.3 fast at 1080p.
Oh, what happened there?
Think we have to just go boop, 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 boop. Here we go.
The runs.
Yeah.
I think it's
tricky physics again.
with the two people, because Hailu tends to do okay, it tends to do pretty good with anime, but it just depends on what it is it's trying to do.
But I will say, even like I was trying some realistic test earlier on just like an image of myself. And so what I told it here was the world around him begins to glitch out as fragments of the grass begin to break and reality shatters. Underneath the surface, it starts to reveal lines of scrolling code. This is what Hailuo gave me. This is what Veo gave me.
Oh my god, it doesn't even look like you anymore at that point.
What?
These are VO?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I like that one.
I like this one too. I like the so something I really like that Veo does that I haven't seen any of the other video models do is as soon as I hit play, notice the like subtle glitch animation in the beginning. Like this little bzzz, like that's sick, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it almost looks like something you did like in After Effects, like some kind
Exactly.
of post effect. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's like 5 different interpretations of your prompt.
So how would you rank them right now, J-Boog? All the models.
All the models. I think the only okay. So there, if general ranking, I'd go Veo, Kling, and then I'd have to just out of pure like function and necessity, I would say Runway. and hear me out. The only reason I put Runway into the mix here, what's up, Fabian? Is because Runway can do the generative frame expansion and you can do the in-video editing with ALF.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And none
So
of the
Sora
other
2
models.
is not even ranked though on your.
I mean, what am I, for like image to video? Absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing, like, I will go to Sora 2 for like quick hit, make me laugh, or just give me some mindless. I want to see the cats playing poker on the porch. But like, if I'm trying to make like an actual like cohesive video, there's not really for me right now. There's not really a function for it. That being said, I've seen some really great long form Sora 2 outputs. Specifically, there's this guy I follow on LinkedIn, and he's also on Twitter. But let me pull it up real quick. I can show you the video he posted. You guys have probably seen his name before, Dustin Hollywood. I
Oh
see him
yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
on X all the time. So let me
Yeah, Dustin's been killing it.
let me find this. Where is his Sora post? Pew. Okay, so let me actually switch this so that you guys can hear the audio on this one. Boom. I'm gonna make this full screen and just confirm that you guys can hear this.
Yep.
Hold fast. They will remember the light.
I'm invested. I want to know
So,
what
like-
happens next.
So like, you know, very very short, but with very intentional, highly detailed prompting. It seems like you can get like really really great stuff, but I think it requires an extreme amount of attention to detail.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like I haven't really seen like a clear cut prompting, like a way to be like, this is the prompt that I'm gonna put in. I know what I'm gonna get out. In the same way that like Veo 3.1 or even Veo 3 would have given you that control, right? Because like with Veo 3, we can use like JSON, we can use like timestamps, like all these different techniques, and it's really gonna adhere to that prompt. But like with Sora 2, like I just haven't really seen that emerge out of the model. It's been like you don't really have that much control over it, is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, Fabian, you're muted.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nope. Boom. Nope.
Yeah, Miguel, I'm looking forward to seeing this timestamp prompting because I think it would be interesting to see how they do the same thing that they've got for like 11 Labs, where you had the JSON format for like specifying what segment of music goes where. Interesting to see how they do that for VO3 because Google will probably be setting a standard here.
So here, Will, to give an example. So that example I showed of my wait 1 second. I am going to just reshare my screen here. That example I showed of like the world breaking and glitching around me. So I'm going to copy that prompt from that I used for that one. I'm just gonna copy that prompt right there, and I'm going to give it to our Veo 3.1 master prompt agent. And I'm going to tell it, using this idea and this image that I'm going to give you for context, please write me a highly detailed stylized prompt that brings this to life. However, I do not want the effects to look super CGI, and everything should be grounded in realism. And then all I got to do is just give it the image of me here. Oh no, it didn't put the thing I just said in there. Good thing Whisper Flow saves what you just said, and I can copy it and then go and paste it where it's supposed to go. Super handy. So I don't have to say it again. So boom, I'm gonna run that, and this prompter is going to give me a the timestamp prompt, because that's what the whole thing is built on, because this is built on Google's VO 3.1 actual like prompting cookbook guide, along with some special sauce that I threw in there.
Gotta have the special sauce. So they released the prompting guide like yesterday or recently?
I think it was like a week or two ago,
Cool.
but I think all the models now, because even Sora came out with kind of like a prompting guide with like really great examples. I think all of them are getting into the habit of now releasing it, because I think they realize that if people can prompt better, they will have better retention on the platform, rather than them just like trying a simple one-liner and being like, oh, this is trash. They lied to me.
Totally. Yeah, it's the problem with like image generation tools. If you just go and type cat, you're not going to get a great image. But if you do have a slightly more detailed prompt, you're going to get a lot better results.
But see, so this one gives me the general prompt. It gives the cinematography cues, including the lens, the type of shot, and all that kind of stuff. And then it lists out the actions from the prompt in 2-second intervals, and then also the dialogue. So we will see what it does.
Nice. It's very readable.
Can you zoom in on the prompt, and can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Sorry, I'm late. It's like this. It's an hour earlier for me. We're in the weird time zone.
Oh, the time zone shift.
Yeah, it's like the US is not going to switch until next week, and so for me, it's kind of like.
Facepalm said Keigo Matsumaru is the best Sora 2 prompter. Their stuff is always incredible. Facepalm, is that their name on Sora? Like if we search that name, are they going to come up? He said they use an interesting markdown version. Someone wanna jump on Sora and see if you can search that name and tell me if it comes up, and if it does, then I'll pull it up. All right, let's see what this insanely detailed prompt gave us here. Well, I didn't want to sing to the camera.
We don't hear the sound, by the way. Like you're still sharing another tab for sound.
Got it. Boom. Flow. Bam. Okay. This sounds very ridiculous, by the way. Just...
I wondered when you'd find me. I wondered when you'd find me.
I don't know why it's singing.
The effects are quite cool, though.
They're all singing.
It's very
I
unique.
wondered when you'd find me.
Is that in the prompt somewhere? Like what is going on?
The dialogue says, "Man, soft, resigned. I wondered when you'd find me." So what I would do for this one. So notice that the prompter, though, along with this main prompt, this prompter will always give you 4 buttons that are 4 different like varied styles, and if you click one of them. So I clicked cinematic realism. It'll give you a cinematic realism version of what we asked for. And you can, and it makes it super easy to go down these different. Oh, I was still just sharing the one tab. I will show you in a second. It makes it really easy to go down these different kind of like rabbit holes and these different threads that you wouldn't go down otherwise if you were just kind of left to your own prompting biases. But here, while I'm running that, I'll go back and I will show you.
By the way, that name that other commenter just mentioned, it is an account on Sora,
Okay.
and they have.
So-
Yeah, they've got like a YouTube as well, Instagram. I'm sure it's the same person.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Keigo Matsu.
It's that one. Right there.
53,000 followers on Sora.
That is pretty impressive, given that the platform generally didn't exist just until like a few weeks ago. It's like, how long did it take the first? I mean, it's an unfair comparison. Like, how long did it take the first YouTube account to hit 50K followers?
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
unfair comparison, to be honest.
So
but
this is an interesting. Here I'm gonna just like paste this prompt into the chat for everyone to see. That's how they have their prompt written, and I have a feeling that's how all their prompts are written.
Oh yeah, it's Markdown. It's like the commenter was saying that they're doing it in Markdown format. So maybe that could be something to try with the. If we made a Sora 2 prompt agent, it outputs Markdown.
Yeah, that was interesting to get all the, and then just try to create some kind of prompt agent that would.
totally, you could just feed these as few shots, and like the way you could approach it is basically take these like sophisticated markdown versions, and then you'd kind of like basically create a few shot example by making a really dumb version of that prompt, right? So you have sophisticated version, which is theirs, and then you make a really dumb version of it, and you say, well, here's an example of what you do, and you give the dumb version or the simple one, and then the markdown one. You do that 4 times, 5 times. That's going to be enough for Claude to know exactly what the pattern is and how to enhance it. Definitely worth a try.
That's really gonna have to try that, because so you give the dumb one as a kind of like, do a video of a dog, right? And then it will
Yes.
know what to make it more exciting and more crazy.
Well, you can go as dumb or like as middle ground as you want. It's basically just giving it like a directional vector to understand what sort of transformation you're looking for between 2 types of text. And I'd probably go middle ground, so you can like steer it a bit more, because otherwise it's always going to hallucinate these extra features. But that's the way. And that works pretty well for most Soda LLMs to do like style transfer or enhancements like this.
This one is crazy, but all he has written here is I'm trying a 25-second clip. It's moving pretty much as specified. Sora 2 is amazing.
What?
So because you can change your prompt in that little comment section before you post it.
Right.
But okay, yeah. So this guy's account, we'll give him a follow to come back and do some personal.
How can you tell if someone like what's the term they use when you reuse someone's video?
When they remix it?
Remix it, yeah, right?
So if you look right here, let me see if I can zoom in more to this. Right here, so like we're in this video, here's this one, he left the full prompt, which is like looks insane. Yeah, and right here there's remixes. It's really small. And then you can kind of like go through all the different remixes that people did of this video.
Because the remix, it will show a very simple prompt, because they're remixing something that was already prompted pretty extensively.
Yeah. Yes, but on the original one, if they didn't change it, then it'll show their prompt. So I'm not familiar with Markdown at all. Is Markdown a code language, or?
I wouldn't. Yeah, you know what? It is a code language. It's a file type extension, so you get .md files. But it looks the point is that it's quite readable, and that different platforms they use it to convert the titles into like their own UI basically. So you can specify different levels of headings. You can include images, links. So it's kind of a more codey version of a text document because it has these features that make it easy to render and nice to render on different platforms. So, for example, we have it in the Glyph agents. They can output Markdown in their response, and that's how you see like some sections might be in bold versus all just plain text that's got no style applied at all.
Got it.
Yeah, when it's giving you bullets or links
Yeah.
or bold or italics or that sort of stuff, then it's using Markdown. It's just a sort of neat way to format text. It's like less codey than, say, JSON.
Yeah.
More human readable too. I'm curious about this and other like Sora super prompters. Do you see like lots of recurring styles or even characters on there? Because I'll admit, like I've still not played that much with Sora, mostly because I find it very frustrating in terms of the limitations of the product and the model. Like, can't use faces as input frames, so there's no continuity of character. There's a lot of refusals, even for like very simple stuff. And then sometimes you wait like through the API, you wait like a couple of minutes to get that refusal. And so it doesn't lend itself to lots of iteration. But I'm curious if people are able to get these like very similar-ish characters. I mean, at least here you see this kind of like ghostly figure that seems to be a recurring theme.
So I'm curious if we copy this prompt and we run it, will the character be more or less the same?
I wonder if like it's. I remember early on when VO3 came out, people would talk about getting close to consistent characters by being descriptive in a certain way about the appearance of a character, and then you would get something that's kind of similar. I wonder if that's what's happening with some of the things that people do on here.
But it still wouldn't be good. Like with VO, at least you can use an input frame and it'll do that, right? There you only then have the problem of the voices, but that's solvable. But I'm like talking, if you want to do like more long form stuff, if you want to go beyond the 8-second lol, cool, awesome clips, but rather like do a bit more of a story, the like getting slightly close-ish to the character is not going to be enough, I think. Like you'll want to mostly have the same characters, almost. I mean, basically like Seedream can do it, right? Seedream can give you the same character in a different pose, different situation.
It could also depend on how generic, like for example, Ghost, like how you can probably get something pretty consistent if you describe like a sheet with holes in it or something like that. Like that looks
For
like
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It
But
comes
it's-
back to that old
it's-
thing about like faces being the hardest thing to have consistency over because humans detect faces with the highest degree of detail.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to start doing the cameos to not just be the people, like, pretty soon. So now you're talking, like, anime characters could have a cameo. So I would imagine, like, they're probably going to solve, like, the
That would be
long-form
interesting.
character consistency pretty soon.
If you give them like an original anime character that you generated or you drew, and then have that be a consistent character, that would be some really cool stuff you can do with that.
Yeah, they said they're
Yeah.
working on this, so probably shouldn't be too long. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But that'll do, right? Like you can use first frames with cartoon characters. Does that works, right?
Oh, with Sora, right?
With Sora
With
2,
Sora.
I don't think so. Not at the moment. The image to video with Sora 2 isn't that good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I've heard, but it's not good.
Facepalm said, could Roop be a workaround? Do people still face swap with it?
I don't.
I've not tried it in a long time. And it's kind of like, isn't Roop the one where you have these like licensing issues?
I think so because
it's
it
very dark
used,
web.
it used Insight Face, right?
Yes. Yes. it's a tricky license.
Yeah, I'd kind of be interested to know, like, on the Sora feed, like, what percentage of videos have cameos? Like, is it popular?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell because on your Sora feed, well, so okay, instead of For You, let's go to top. Because your For You is going to show you a mixture of like popular
Yeah.
plus cameos from people you follow.
Guess I'm wondering if they're
So
like viral cameos.
so what we're going to see a lot of here from the cameos are like cameos from that person's verified account. Like this is like actually Shaq.
Yeah. I see a lot of the guy that's always on this, not a wheelchair, but one of those, the disabled guy. Ricky?
Yeah. I mean, he's one of like the first faces you see on your cameo list.
Yeah, he's always making these kind of videos.
People love them some Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Have you guys tested how much or how lenient it is with IPs now? Is it like pretty much impossible to use IPs?
I think it's next to impossible now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nowhere near like the day 0, day 1 when like you could do whatever you wanted.
Man, those days were crazy. Like you see like Goku fighting versus One Punch Man, and that was
Yeah, that one was super viral. Yeah.
I think they have like various they have various moderation systems in place, and I think they do stuff on the prompt level, but then they also do stuff on the output level. And so even if you manage to kind of like, you know, prompt Jean-Luc Picard on the prompt level by describing bald Starfleet captain who's into Earl Grey with a majestic appearance and a red Starfleet uniform, then I think they're going to sort of like do something on the frame level to then look at the output and be like, oops, nope. But they seem to be fine with deceased people, which is
kind of,
Well, there was the whole thing with like the MLK estate reached out to OpenAI and were like, you need to stop this. And so they disabled the ability to do like Martin Luther King. But like, you know, are they going to do that for everyone? Or I think Sora's kind of taking the stance of, if you don't want it to be used, you need to reach out and tell us.
yeah. So they're using the opt-out model, of course.
Which is shocking that there is an opt-out model and it's not an opt-in model.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a double structure, right? Like they have the ultra opt-in with the cameos, where you basically can say anyone can use it, and then they have the sort of mild implicit opt-in where you're not complaining.
You haven't opted out.
And then it's just, yes, you haven't opted out, exactly. And but how would Bob Ross opt out? Like
his
how
estate,
does that legally work? Yeah.
So even with the same prompt, it's not exactly the same style or like the exact same character.
Yeah. It looks a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's very slot machiney, because you kind of like you don't really get the control over the kind of stuff that you get, even though the outputs are obviously incredible.
Yeah.
But the lack of control is probably the biggest issue with it, in terms of like, you know, wanting to work on a larger creative vision or more long form content.
I've been like this entire past like week and a half, I've been just absolutely obsessed with like messing around with VO 3.1 using footage of myself and like finding interesting ways to mix like my cell phone videos or just like videos I've taken back and forth between like real VO and then back to real, and figuring out like the perfect way to transition from one to the other without it getting like caught and it being like really noticeable.
Yes.
Like even like stupid stuff like this. Like I took our little digital glitch prompt and I just told the prompter, I said, now make the man touch the ground, and when he touches the ground, a garden of eyeballs sprout. And this was the new prompt it gave me. So you still get the code, you still get the digital glitching, but like I think that is like
That's cool.
And this
VO
hybrid
changes
stuff, this
your
hybrid
face
stuff is just more
a
interesting to me
little,
as
which
well.
is annoying.
The
Yeah.
hybrid stuff is so interesting.
Oh, Fabian, you are muted again.
I'm muted again.
No, I can hear Fabian. I can hear you, Fabian.
Oh,
It's so
oh,
weird.
oh,
Can you all hear me?
yes.
Okay. I was just saying the hybrid stuff is so interesting to me. I think I'm very bullish on that because you get the connection to like a real person, right? Especially if you know that real person, and it's not kind of like slightly spooky Laura style thing, but it's like real footage and this like
Yeah.
merging of the real and the unreal and the fantastical and the special effects. I find that really, really, really cool and very fun to work with.
I want to show something real quick, which was the you guys saw it. We haven't released this yet, but this is a small part of the intro to the YouTube video I'm working on for Friday. But just to point out like how important it is for when you're giving it a frame. So like this was my starting frame. Like me coming like when I was filming it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come up to the camera, I'm gonna pull my eye down, and that's when something's gonna happen. But if you look at the frame, sorry, I don't want to keep you guys on my eye too long. But if you look at the frame, VO doesn't have a whole lot of context of what my face actually looks like, right? Like
No, that's true.
like one side is a shadow. It doesn't have my chin. So naturally, if it pulls back, it's going to kind of guess and fill in the rest of the context. But then I made sure that when I was like, okay, but when I come out of this thing, I recorded myself shaking. So the frame I actually use as the like transition frame was like this one right here or something very similar to that. So I got this very smooth transition from the VO footage back into the normal footage, and you can't even see the shift because when I was shooting it, I was intentional with like, okay, I'm gonna like shake my head and I'm gonna use one of those mid shake frames as the end frame.
Yes.
I
These are very
have-
important tricks.
I have one I can show too using
Yeah,
VO?
share your screen.
Screen one. All right. So you guys can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this one uses two frames. It's using VO 3.1 as well. So I have this frame and then I have this second frame that I did, right? So this is the in between.
The way VO built your arm here is so sick.
Yeah, I did a few different runs with this, and it gave me like pretty interesting. Yeah,
I like the smoke at the top too.
I love that. I think my favorite one was this one, just because it looked a little bit more kind of. Yeah,
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, they all did really cool. But this is the thing that that Fabian was talking about, just kind of mixing real life with something fantastical, and it just like doing like VFX pretty much. This to me, I also love this kind of stuff. To me, it's awesome.
Yes, because it also gives you so much control, right? Again, it comes down to control because you can control exactly what you say. You can control how you say it, which is like the same with one animate, right? Where you get the same level of precision on how you say certain things, and that's a lot of times it matters a lot for the kind of like creative vision you have. And then being able to tack on some really insane AI special effects is just so cool. Versus like having to rely on, very specific frame by frame prompting, which also is cool. And obviously, like with enough tries, you'll get what you want. But you'll never have the same control as when you basically act it out yourself. I can show a quick one with one animate that I did this week.
Yes, please. Your one animate this stuff this week has
Yeah.
very much made me laugh in the Discord.
So this is here inside of my iHollywood agent, which is still work in progress. But the basic idea is that this guy has just like access to, one animate. It has VO3, it has Kling 2.5. It knows like a whole bunch of tricks with them. And so I've been testing this kind of stuff where I give it
What if I told you that I am
a
not
video like this,
what I appear to be?
right? Where I basically say something like this, and I basically just tell it like edit middle frame, turn this person into an orc from Lord of the Rings, and so it grabs like a bunch of frames, edits them to give me this, which is great, and then I kind of tell it, okay, can you also like find a orc voice? Let me see if it did that. I know that was a fluke. I think the orc voice comes in down. Let me see here.
Which agent is this
What
one?
if I told you that I am not what I appear to be?
This is the iHollywood agent. And it's my favorite one right now because it's like specialized in these sorts of, taking your own footage either from your computer or your phone. I use it a lot on my phone, and then doing really wild stuff with it. And so with this one now, so what it does is it generates the voice, like it takes my voice out of the video, then runs that through 11 labs voice to voice to change it to an orc's voice, and then stitches that back to the video, and then you get this.
What if I told you that I am not what I appear to be?
That's
And then, so at the same time, like you can go and be. So I gave it another video.
In fact, I could be someone else.
Right. In fact, it could be someone else. And so I tell it, turn me into this like elven queen now. I didn't like the first one, so I said no, go again. And it gave me this here, which is much more aligned with what I was looking for. It like looked through a bunch of like different voices it could use. Let's see.
In fact, I could be
This is still my voice.
someone else.
And now
In fact, I could be someone else.
that's the elven voice. And then I thought, hey, how about I do a transition between the orc and the elven queen, where the orc is ripping off like a mask, right? And so I just told it, do this like transition, and it knows how to do it. So it's going to grab the right frames, and then it's also going to generate some sound for it. Let's see. And you get this effect, right? Where it rips off. It speeds those up. And then...
What if I told you that I am not what I appear to be?
In fact, I could be someone else.
and so on, right? And so I just kept going in that session. I also shared the video to Twitter. Let me see. I think
In fact, I could be someone else.
But wait, it's actually me.
Oh yeah, no, it messed that one up. But in the end, it's kind of like I reveal myself, and it's quite fun because you basically get this kind of it's just a lot more control, right? Because like the way that she is moving her face and how she's like working with the eyebrows is exactly how I acted it, and I find that like I wouldn't know how to prompt that. Like, how do you describe like very specific facial movements, right? Like you have to act them yourself. And so I think that has like a very bright future where you have an actual human actor, which could be yourself, and you just like have that person act a role in your AI movie and get exactly the right facial expression and intonation with it. I love it. I love One Animate.
it's like a mo capture kind of like what they do with motion capture with all the little dots all over the place, but now it's
Yes.
so much more easier. And now maybe real actors will lose their job, but then the mocap actors are gonna get more work maybe after this. Yeah.
What was it? What was it making the image frames with?
It has both Seedream and Nano Banana, because I found that if one of those is failing, the other one is usually going to get it right. And so I basically just like gave it both of them. I'm going to also add Quen edit to it, because that sometimes can do things that neither of these can do well.
Yeah, I've been
So it's
seeing the
good to have
Quen
options.
edit. Somebody in the open source community went and fine-tuned it, and apparently it's like really good now. And it can do like next frame prediction. I saw like some things on Hugging Face about it. I need to take a deeper look into it. So maybe we can talk about that next week.
I also
There's
saw
like
the
a
one with
huge
the
effort
relighting.
in it. Yeah, there's like relighting, all
Yeah.
from the same guy. He's been putting in
Interesting.
mad work to fine-tune Quen edit for LoRa's.
Also, don't sleep on flux context, because that has helped me. I've been trying to do camera repositioning with a fixed scene and trying to move the camera so that it has a different angle on my two characters. And I couldn't get it to work in Nano Banana in Seedream. However, I tried to prompt it, including with AI assisted prompting via the Glif
Yes.
agent. But then Flux Context Pro was able to do it. So it goes back
Yes.
to what you were saying earlier, Miguel. Like all these models have different kind of like ideas of physics engines.
Which is why the
out.
LoRa's are so powerful, because they injects that concept, so now it knows it, right? Like this next scene, again, I'll test it. This is like on my to-do list, but I'm pretty excited about these Quen edit LoRa's, because someone really put in a lot of effort. I think the data set is something like 10,000 images, so the guy is
Wow.
using grinding. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah, we should look into all these. We should do an editing session sometime soon, and a Quen LoRa session. I'm curious about these.
Yeah, there was a podcast that the Nano Banana team recently did, and they were just talking about how like there's so much opportunity for these image editing models now, and it's kind of like the new thing. So, and I'm really excited about them. Really excited about LoRa's, all this stuff. Yeah.
I think they're going to fit into video creation workflows quite strongly.
Absolutely,
is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw something somewhere about something else that was adjacent to Runway Alpha coming out for, maybe it was VO 3.1. Like I think one of these big ones is about to come out with a text to video edit. So like you put in the video, you tell it what you want to change in that video, and then it does the After Effects magic in it for you.
Yes,
Nice.
I think it's VO. I think
Yeah.
I've seen that in the context.
Yeah, they
of
teased it
VO.
out coming out for Veo. Yeah.
Wow.
So they're definitely listening and going to give us what we want, which makes our lives always better.
Is that where we're gonna wrap it for today, guys? Unless anyone else has anything.
Sounds great. Cosmic
Boom.
Crafter has a question. Are you talking about the next scene, Quen LoRa? I think we.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. Next scene, Quen LoRa. He also fine-tuned, I think, just the Quen edit model itself. And he has like 4, like the relight. He has the next scene. Well, there's like 5 different LoRa's. We'll talk about them next week. Yeah, I've been absolutely blown away by what I've seen so far. Super excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, look, I had fun today. I think that there was some definite gold in here. We are going to have a new VO 3.1 VFX YouTube tutorial coming out for you on Friday that talks about some aspects of it that we haven't talked about in tutorials just yet. We will be back here next week, Wednesday, possibly with a special guest, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Pacific. And what time CET, Fabian?
I think next week it's going to be the same time as always, 10 p.m. CET. It's
Gotcha.
just this week we had a bit of a mix-up. It's the only week in the year where this is the case.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just waiting for confirmation on the guest that I was trying to get, but you guys will see it in announcements. Yeah. Guys, go make something cool. Tag us when you do at Hey Glif. Follow us on all the platforms if you are not already, because we are posting a lot, and we will catch you all next week.
Ciao.
Take care, everybody.